And we're live. All right. Hope everybody can hear me. I'm fighting with the microphone a little bit, but this week was rough. I'm not gonna lie. My daughter got sick on Monday, so instead of going to the gym, I was taking care of her. Did not sleep that night, and that made Tuesday's workout really tough. Never did make up the Monday workout, and then all the stuff that I pushed off, I had to do on my non-training days. So I wound up not doing the cardio that I planned on doing. So nothing went according to plan. Um, and as a result, I did not lose a whole pound. I'm at 251 and a half, so that's like half a pound ish. Um, and so that's like two and a half, 254.4 to one and a half. No, it's 3 pounds. 3 pounds in 3 weeks of actually trying to lose weight. 4 weeks from the total from the start of this with the baseline week. Um, so still on track ish. I'd like to be a little further because I lost extra weight that first week. But shit's gonna happen. Um, so what I realized is I need to schedule my cardio better and react to contact a little better as well. Uh, so fixing that for this week. I've got the schedule fine tuning right now, and then we're gonna do what we can to maximize the effect. Oh, waist measurement was 41 and like an eighth. So it's an eighth higher than last week, but there was that giant gap between the week 2 and week 3 because I forgot week 1. So training itself is actually going really well. I have the montage halfway built. Um, Feeling strong. Did axle deadlift last night for 4 sets of 6 at 355 pounds. Moved really well. Got the fatigue on the last set, so it was a good weight. Um, but it moved pretty fast. Um, I should be able to deadlift 500 pounds plus. So 70% for 6 reps, not too bad. And I've been struggling with training for a minute. Just not in the right headspace and feeling run over all the time. Uh, but things are getting better. Gonna keep cruising along, make my little tweaks, improve the cardio. In fact, after this is all over, I gotta put a ruck on and probably gonna go do a whole 45 to an hour, just to kind of make up for what I missed this week. Not trying to kill myself with the pace, just trying to make it a challenge. Um, there's a like 200-foot elevation path that I go on. Um, so it's a good challenge. I like it. But theme of the week was assessing your results and modifying your approach from there. And this is kind of a whole champion mindset thing that I have another video I'm trying to do. But so normal people will make something like this. I made this myself, as you can tell. First attempt at a spoon, but you can see it's a spoon. So normal people will be like, all right, I made a spoon. Does it exactly solve my problem? Not really. Tapers the wrong direction, yada yada. Um, it's too thick to really eat with comfortably. So I stir my creatine into my coffee with this. It solves a purpose, but not the original purpose. Normal people will leave it there. Hey, yeah, I guess I'm not great at making spoons, so that's the spoon I made. On to the next thing, whatever. People with a champion mindset will look at it and say, well, I didn't start with the greatest materials. I didn't have all the proper tools or any of the education. So proud of what I came up with what I had, but I bet I can do better. So you take the results of your assessment and you take action. So then I made this little guy, and much more spoon-like and more comfortable to hang on to. A couple of different ways. But I got better materials. Well, it's basswood. It's not the best material, but it's better than dimensional lumber. Yeah, don't do that. Um, I had to soak it in mineral spirits and whatnot. But better material. It carved way easier, um, and it wasn't super dried out and hard, or as hard as pine can get. And then I got better tools, better carving knife, um, sharpened it better, and learned a couple of different techniques and applied them here. So I had to engage in some extra learning and then improve the materials and tools that I was using. And I got a much better result, like 3 times faster. Um, but obviously, if you can get a closer look, it's not refined in any way. Um, Still probably not the most comfortable to eat with, but better than the last attempt. Much more comfortable to hold. Um, so improvements were made. Further improvements can be done. So a better finishing process, a little bit longer time on that, and probably better geometry and planning. Um, had to fiddle with this quite a lot and change the design a couple times. So better, but I know I could do better. So I'm going to go again, and I'm going to learn some better processes, and I'm going to take some of the experience and just apply it and do better. So the things I stopped doing was I stopped using dimensional lumber. Um, Kind of important to have. If you're going to use it for food, it needs to be food safe and all that. Um, I made a lot of mistakes with this one, which is why it tapers so bad. I kept tearing it out. So stop dragging the scooper in that direction. Um, Learn the grain of the wood, and then it kind of does a little upwards at the end, like it's supposed to. Like a useful spoon does. So there are some things you have to stop doing, some things you have to start doing, and other things that you just have to do better. And that's what I'm doing with my plan for the following week. I didn't plan as well as I could have for responding to issues. Um, so I was always going to lose any and all productivity on Monday because my daughter was sick. There's no way around that. Preventing her from getting sick would be nice, but she goes to public school, bunch of germ factories, so it's gonna happen. So can't control that part, but I can control how I respond. Did not sleep that night, but I could have slept more the following day. Get another nap in, you know, whatever needs to be done to feel energized for the following workout. And then all that other work that I had to do could have been front loaded on the rest of those days. Um, but because I didn't feel rested, I slept in, and that pushed everything further down. Um, and just got caught up with most things yesterday. A few things just getting pushed to next weekend. Um, so kind of understanding my options for planning and responding um, is something that I have to fix this week. So I'm going to stop putting cardio later in the day because it doesn't get done. So it's now front loaded. I have to get that done on my off days. Um, and then if I miss a workout, I'm gonna do something. I can't just throw. All right, I can't do the weightlifting, so now I'm not gonna do anything. That that's not a good solution. I have some body weight ideas. I have a garage gym, and finally cleaned out the gym. Winter always gets it cluttered up. So there's space in there. I can do some stuff. Even if my daughter's homesick, I can go take an hour and hit the garage gym now that it's cleaned out. So fix that problem. But this is how every plan is going to go. No plan survives first contact with the enemy. Um, and only the good plans actually make it to first contact. So I know I have to pivot some of my plan. A lot of that's structuring the day, um, and controlling what I can control better. So actually looking at the whole day ahead of time instead of, well, I was supposed to do these 5 things today, um, but now I don't have time to do all 5 because something else came up. All right, if I know my hit times way ahead of time and I start to see things slipping, all right, I know I'm going to have to make up time elsewhere. Wake up a half hour early tomorrow, make up that time. Um, so that's enough on scheduling because that's basically what I have to fix right now. But super quick one today, guys. The the root message here is you're gonna do stuff. You're gonna have mistakes. Assess the result. Take action to do it better next time. And you can assess multiple times throughout the process. Schedule it. It makes a difference. I do it weekly. This is part of that. Um, and explaining it to you guys helps me kind of put it all together for myself. So let me know in the comments section, what are you doing that's not working? What do you have to stop doing? And what can you do better to help you on your own journey? Looking forward to hearing from you. Be well and be strong.